Conquering Everest barehanded. Ever wondered what it takes to stare death in the face on the world's highest peak, with nothing but your wits and worn-out boots? In 1999, a French climber named Marco Siffredi did just that, snowboarding down Everest's deadly Hornbeam couloir without ropes or oxygen, turning a mountain that kills 1 in 20 into his personal playground. Picture this. At 29,029 feet, where the air's so thin your brain screams for mercy, Siffredi launched himself down a chute of ice and rock that could swallow a city bus. He wasn't just climbing. He was dancing with avalanches, his board carving paths through powder that could bury him alive. Fun fact, Siffredi's feat made headlines for its sheer insanity, but he didn't stop there. 2 years later, he vanished on another solo run, a reminder that Everest doesn't forgive. Would you risk it all for that adrenaline rush? Or is one slip enough to rethink your life choices? Scaling skyscrapers without a harness. Imagine dangling from the edge of a 2,700-foot monster of glass and steel, with nothing but your fingertips and a prayer. That's what French urban climber Alain Robert did in 2011, free climbing the Burj Khalifa in Dubai without a single safety rope. He scaled that beast in under 6 hours, gripping ledges thinner than your smartphone, all while the Dubai sun baked him like a forgotten pizza. Robert, known as the human spider, has tackled over 100 buildings this way, from the Eiffel Tower to the Petronas Twins, turning city skylines into his extreme playground. Fun fact, he's been arrested more times than most people. Change jobs, over a dozen arrests for these stunts, but that hasn't stopped him. He claims it's all about pushing human limits, like treating a skyscraper as your personal jungle gym. Ever tried climbing your apartment building's fire escape? Now imagine doing it at 160 stories, with helicopters circling overhead and a global audience holding their breath. His climbs are a mix of art and madness, proving that fear is just a suggestion. Free soloing El Capitan. What if I told you someone scaled a 3,000-foot granite wall in Yosemite with 0 ropes, no harness, just pure grit and gravity as his enemy? That's Alex Honnold in 2017, free soloing El Capitan in under 4 hours, a climb so treacherous it makes Everest look like a stairmaster. Picture Honnold, calm as a monk, inching across sheer cliffs where one misplaced finger could send him plummeting to his doom, his heart rate barely spiking because he's that dialed in. This wasn't his first rodeo. He's spent years mapping every hold, turning what seems suicidal into calculated risk. Fun fact, neuroscientists studied his brain and found he has unusually low fear responses. It's like his amygdala takes vacations, making him the ultimate daredevil. Humor me. If you slipped on your morning jog, would you call it quits or channel your inner Honnold and keep going? His story, captured in the documentary Free Solo, won an Oscar and inspired thousands, but it also sparked debates. Is it bravery or just tempting fate? Either way, it's a climb that redefined what's possible, one fingertip at a time. Tackling the Matterhorn in a blizzard. Ever fantasized about conquering a pyramid of ice and rock during a storm that could strip the skin off your face? In 1865, British mountaineer Edward Whymper led the first successful ascent of the Matterhorn, but it came at a horrific price. 4 climbers plummeted to their deaths on the descent, turning triumph into tragedy. Whymper fought through blizzards, crevasses, and sheer vertical terror, using rudimentary gear that makes modern climbing tech look like sci-fi. Fast forward to modern daredevils like Swiss climber Uli Steck, who soloed the North Face in 2009 in record time, outpacing storms like he was racing the wind. Fun fact, the Matterhorn's North Face has claimed over 500 lives, earning it the nickname the Mountain of Mountains, yet people keep flocking to it, as if daring death is the ultimate selfie. Would you trade a cozy hike for this icy gauntlet? Or is one glance at those jagged peaks enough to send you packing? Steck's speed ascents were legendary, clocking in under 2 hours, but he met his end on Everest years later, a stark reminder that even legends have limits. It's not just about reaching the top, it's about the wild dance with nature's fury. Urban jungle, climbing the Shard without permission. Picture this, sneaking past security in London to scale a 1,000-foot glass spike. No ropes, no backup, just you and the city lights. That's what British climber George King did in 2019. Free climbing the Shard like it was his backyard tree. He hugged those sleek panels, dodging cameras and cops, all for the thrill of proving humans can conquer man-made monsters. Urban climbing like this blends street smarts with sheer athleticism, turning forbidden feats into viral legends. Fun fact, King documented his climb on social media, racking up millions of views before getting arrested, turning a risky escapade into a career boost. Talk about turning lemons into adrenaline lemonade. Ever felt that urge to climb something you shouldn't, like scaling a fence for a better view? Now amplify that by 1,000 feet, with the Thames River waiting below. His stunt highlighted the rise of buildering, where climbers treat buildings like boulders, but it's not all fun. One wrong move could mean a headline obituary. Still, it's wildly relatable. Haven't we all dreamed of being a real-life Spider-Man, even if just for a moment? The insane ascent of K2 in winter. Would you brave winds that hit 100 miles per hour and temperatures that freeze exposed skin in minutes, all to summit the world's second highest peak? In 2021, a team of Nepali climbers, including Nirmal Purja, pulled off the first winter ascent of K2, defying odds that made it seem impossible. They battled avalanches, frostbite, and exhaustion on slopes nicknamed the Savage Mountain, where 1 in 4 climbers never return. Purja, with his no-nonsense style, turned this into a team effort, using modern tech like drones for route scouting, but the core was old-school grit. Fun fact, K2's winter conditions are so brutal that even Sherpas call it cursed, yet these climbers summit in a blizzard, proving human spirit can outlast the harshest elements. Imagine hauling gear up ice walls while your fingers go numb. Would you push on or turn back? Their success not only rewrote mountaineering history but also shifted focus to collaborative climbs, moving away from solo heroics. It's a story of triumph over terror, where every step is a victory against nature's wrath. Daring the Eiger's North Face. Ever heard of a wall so deadly it's called Murder Wall? The Eiger's North Face in the Swiss Alps has taken over 60 lives since the 1930s, but that didn't stop German climbers Tony Kurz and his team in 1936 from attempting the first ascent, a saga of storms and survival that reads like a thriller. Kurz dangled for days in a blizzard, inches from rescue, before a frozen rope sealed his fate. It's the stuff of nightmares. Modern climbers like Swiss ace Danny Arnold shattered records in 2011, soloing it in under 3 hours, treating vertical ice falls like speed bumps. Fun fact, the face is so avalanche-prone that rescuers have died trying to save others, yet it's a magnet for adrenaline junkies who see it as the ultimate test. Would you risk it for the glory, or let that first gust of wind talk some sense into you? Arnold's feat combined precision and power, turning a death trap into a personal triumph, and it's inspired countless others to chase their own vertical demons. If these wild climbs have you on the edge of your seat, wondering what you'd do in their shoes, hit that like button, drop a comment with your craziest adventure story, subscribe for more tales of human madness, and share this with a friend who dared to dream big because the next epic climb could be yours.